Islam.
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 As I rise, all praises due to Allah, the highest of honors to his prophet, Prophet Naziyr Ali. I want to give honors to the Moorish flag, to the forerunner of the Prophet Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Deuce Ali and Elijah Muhammad. I want to give honors to all grand bodies of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I want to give honors to Temple number 19, the Office of the Grand Governor, the Sheikh staff, the vanguards, the admin staff, and also the Sisters Auxiliary. Especially, last but not least, I would like to give honors to the Ills and Bays. Islam?
Islam.
All right. Let's see if I can bring some science according to what the sister brought here. What we have is we have a question that goes along with the prevailing statement. And the question is very simply, why do the Moors praise Allah, but not Allah? All right. What we call this is the quest for the divine feminine in the MST of A. Statement goes, if Allah is the father of the universe, then first Allah must be the mother of the universe. And since we all know that matriarchy predates the patriarchy, as a predominant socio-political standard, the same must be said of its deities. Islam, just like all other patriarchal misogynistic religions, look down upon the female and exalt only the masculine. All life exists via the womb of a female, not the womb of a male. Females with wombs. We disgrace our women by promoting sexism and racism by exalting ignorant, Eurocentric, and pale Arab teachings. Again, the matrilineal clearly predates the patrilineal. Anthropology and archaeology proves the oldest human to be female. So, if the oldest human remains are female, and God created man in its image, then God would have to be a female, right? It's cold-blooded, right? In the beginning, God was female. Allah is originally female. All statues of gods initially were female, right? The very symbol of Allah, Islam, is the crescent moon. And we know what that leads to. You know, moon goes to Luna, Luna is feminine, so Allah has to be the feminine moon god. You've heard that from people before, so why do we not rock that? Also, the fez as it pertains to the woman, as it, you know, the fez is supposed to represent the womb, as it said, and the woman should reclaim it and wear it just like a man should. All right. Also, when I put my little question up, I got a statement from a sister from Philadelphia. She says, the reason why I can't bang with more science is that something feels off. There is no honor of the divine mother feminine. Yes, because it's multiple S's. Allah, the mother of the universe. Right? So let's dig into this a little bit, as the Quranians would do. Who was Allah? Allah is a designation for multiple feminine deities throughout Arabia before the perfecting of Islam. So before Muhammad came and perfected Islam, Allah is the name for multiple feminine deities. She is seen as one of three things, and sometimes multiples. She is either the wife of Allah, his daughter, and in certain places, she is Allah. Just the exact flip side of the coin. You know, because gender is on all things, right? So you got to have masculine, you got to have the feminine. Allah's themes are religious devotion, meditation, purity, home, justice, children. Her symbol is the moon. Easy, right? Did we just do that? Silver and white stones. A Persian and Arabian moon goddess ALLAT is the feminine form of Allah. All right. What has happened, according to certain writings, is that post-Islamic writings banish her name from the holy books, but her presence remained behind as a domestic guardian, the giver of children and protectress of all good and just deeds. Remember, she's the protectress, not the protector. All right? Around this time of year, or around a certain time of year, Muslims observe Ramadan and begin a time of abstinence to purify themselves and honor the sacred book, the Quran. During this fast, people are instructed to look within and rededicate their hearts and tenets to their faith, right?
Right.
All right. To do this, secretly also honors Allah. Because if you fast for the day, it's also a part of Allah. And if you abstain from certain things during the day and study your text, that also speaks to Allah, as they say. Her symbol as the crescent moon, or is sometimes shown with the sun disk resting in this crescent, and the gold necklace she wears is from a pendant identified to her. As a fertility goddess, she bears a sheaf of wheat. Now, what does that remind you of as far as the Moors? Who represents wheat? There you go, Ruth. That's cold-blooded. There you go. And in her hands, she holds a lump of frankincense. Her emblem is found called the many incense holders. This is from Journeying to the Goddess.wordpress.com. Culturally, as far as the Moors are concerned, in Carthage, she is ALLAT too. And in Canaan, she is ALLAT. Now, another way you know that ALLAT is feminine is what? There's two things. Just as the Kemetic variant, you put a T on any word, at the end, it becomes feminine. You know, so you have Asar, Aset, Het Heru, Het Hurt, you know.
That's right.
You know, fast, that type of thing, every time you have a T. Also in Semitic writings, or Afro-Asiatic writings, if you have an H or a U at the end, it also gives a feminine variety. And Allah has an H at the end, so Allah has to be a woman. It's cold-blooded, right? All right. If you go to chapter 10, verse 13 and 18 in Moorish Holy Quran, chapter 10, verse 13 and 18. It says, all people worship Allah, the one, but all people see him not alike. This universal Allah is wisdom, will, and love. All men see not the triune Allah. One sees him as Allah of might, another as Allah of thought, another as Allah of love. A man's ideal is his God, and so as man unfolds, his God unfolds. Man's God today, tomorrow is not God. The nations of the earth see Allah from different points of view, and so he does not seem the same to everyone. Man names the part of Allah he sees, and this to him is all of Allah, and every nation sees a part of Allah, and every nation has a name for Allah. Now, if every nation sees Allah from different viewpoints, the predominant question is, how do the Moors see Allah? Right? And what part of Allah do the Moors see? All right? The Moorish American prayer starts by saying, Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, etc. Right? In your questionnaire, key 1 asks a specific question: who made you?
Allah.
And who is Allah?
The Father of the universe.
All right, so we have this word, Allah, as a
Father.
father, right? Now, What is it to be a father? A father is defined as a person who has originated or established something. All right? Now, also in the Moorish American prayer, it says, Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation. Right?
Right. Islam.
So we have protection, guidance, and salvation. Salvation is defined as a source or means of preserving or delivering something from harm, ruin, loss, etc.
Islam.
In the Moorish Holy Quran, chapter 1, it reads that so Allah, the husbandman of everything that is, threw forth his human seed into the soil of soul. Right?
Islam.
A husbandman, right?
Islam, Sheikh.
Husband and man, all right, together. Husbandman is a person who cultivates land. That's what a husbandman is. And it says also in chapter 1 that there is no failure for the human soul, for Allah is leading on and victory is sure. So we have Allah as a leader, right?
Islam.
I'm trying my hardest not to bust into a demonstration. Now, I may have to. That was cold-blooded, by the way. All right. The Moorish Holy Quran, chapter 35, religion. Verse 1, it says, there is but one Allah, the author, the creator, the governor of the world, almighty, eternal, and incomprehensible. So we have Allah as an author, creator, governor, all right, almighty, eternal, and incomprehensible, right? To the one who is supreme, most wise, and beneficent. To him alone belong worship, adoration, thanksgiving, and praise. That's verse 3. Verse 9 jumps down and says, the providence of Allah is ever all his works. He ruleth and directeth with infinite wisdom. Now, the Allah of the MST of A provides via his works, right? So while some see Allah as Allah of might, Allah of thought, and Allah of love, the way the Moors see Allah, according to the writings of Prophet Naziyr Ali, is the Allah of action.
Islam.
Islam.
That is the Allah that we see. All right? So we can go back over this. We have Allah as an originator, establishment, or a husbandman, a leader, oneness, authorship, creation, governor, supremacy, rulership, and direction, along with Father, protective, and all the other stuff that we have on here, right? Now, to take away the active principles of Allah is to discredit Allah to the Moors. Is to take away what Allah is to the Moors.
Islam.
This is who Allah is to us, right? So if we change our Moorish American prayer to Allah, the mother of the universe, it takes a whole different connotation, and it takes away all that and all the other stuff I just read,
Islam.
right? All right, now how does this reflect upon us overall as Moors? Moorish Holy Quran chapter 1, I'll just jump into it. It says, the human seed that came forth from the heart of Allah was full ordained to be the Lord of the plane of soul and the plane of things made manifest. Right? Let's go to Lord. It's a very specific word. Lord is defined as a person who has authority, control, or power over others, a master, chief, or ruler. Still back to the active portion, right?
That's right.
Also, in the Syriac, the word Lord is defined. What's the word Lord in the Syriac? Western Syriac.
Okay.
All right? So that's how we reflect our God in ourselves, by being the Lord of the plain things made manifest. You with me?
Islam.
All right.
Praise Allah.
Moorish literature makes it very plain. In the article Caveat Emptor, it says specifically, all of the Moors are active and not passive.
That's right.
Right?
Islam.
It says Moors are men, upright, independent, and fearless.
Islam.
Right? Active, I can put those up there, same thing. Who care for their loved ones and follow the prophet to a destiny which is not uncertain nor unknown. They are fortified by the impregnable doctrine built upon love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So we have fortified, right? What Arabic word goes into this? You have a group of Moors from history called the Almoravids.
Islam.
Right? The actual word is Al-Murabitun. The trilateral root is R, B, and T. That word, Rabat, as some say, is one who is ready for battle at a fortress, to tie or unite, to encamp in a frontier or fortress. So when it says that we are fortified by the impregnable doctrine, that's the word that we talk about, is fortification. This active principle of one who is ready to battle at a fortress. All right? It also says, in that same article, they are the vanguard of the movement as the Moorish hordes increase here in America. Moorishmen is our favorite word. Vanguard.
Islam family. Once again, please check your phones. Make sure they're on silent or vibrate.
All right. They got a jam on that joint. All right. Vanguard is defined as the foremost division or the front part of an army, an advanced guard. The forefront, number two, the forefront of any movement, field activity, or the like, right? The leaders of any intellectual or political movement. Our mission is called the Moorish and National Divine what? Movement, right? Movement is defined as actions or activities as of a person or body of persons. So we have vanguards, a part of a specific movement.
Right.
That reflects back to who our Father is and who we are as Moors,
That's
right?
That's right.
The divine warning by the prophet Noble Drew Ali reads in part, this is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways.
Islam.
Everlasting, of course, means forever, is eternal, right?
Islam.
This movement has to echo who our Father is.
Islam.
So everything is tied into this ideal of fathership, right? Also, in additional laws, Act 2, it says all members are to attend their ALLAT meetings and their public meetings promptly. If a member is standing around in a meeting period, they shall be fined, etc. So you have to be active when it comes time to go to your meetings.
Islam.
If you're not active during your meetings, what do you get?
Islam.
You get fined. Because this is a movement, this ain't a static. All right? So that's how we see Allah. Now, let's talk about Allah being a man. All right? Because we talk about all this masculine stuff. So let's deal with it. In the Kabbalion, 7 immutable laws of the universe,
Islam.
one of the laws is gender. It says gender is in everything.
Everything.
Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes.
Islam.
Come on, Sheikh.
Right? That is a very true statement, right? We read this part that goes along with it. Most associate gender with physical sex characteristics. This, however, is only a small part of the true meaning of gender.
Islam.
Sex is the physical manifestation of gender that is separated into male and female. Right?
Right.
Everyone has a sex, right? Some of them have, we are. When the Hermetic masters referred to gender, they were referring to the generating principle, not male or female sex.
Islam.
What is important to note is, at this point, is that all things contain both male and female energies within them, like yin and yang, right?
Yes.
Boom. All right. Everyone and everything contain characteristics that are akin to both male and female. Like all other Hermetic principles, this is true of the physical and superphysical that they use, realm, and on the mental plane as well. So for Moors, we would take those words and just make them, the plane of manifest, or plane of soul, or something like that. So together, it's the same thing. All right, Philip. In the superphysical realm of electricity, the principle manifests as positive and negative polarity.
Islam.
The masculine aspect manifests as the positive polarity, or charged, and the feminine manifests as a negative polarity, or charged.
That's right.
Right? But that doesn't mean that it's a gender, as in sex does it. It's a different thing, right?
That's right.
The Kabbalion goes in a great length to eschew, which means to deliberately avoid using or abstain from, the idea that positive and negative have anything to do with our normal concepts of these characteristics. More correctly, it is noted that positive polarity should be referred to as masculine energy and negative polarity should be referred to as feminine energy.
That's right.
Now, we talk about gender. It says it manifests on all planes of existence, right? However, there is one plane of existence it cannot manifest on. And what plane is that simply? The plane of Allah. Allah is not bound to physical attributes or limitations. Let's do a test. Ready for a test? Test time? All right. There's a principle called correspondence. As above, as above, so below, right? You've heard that, right? What is above Allah? So he's not bound to these limitations. These things are above and beyond, or Allah is above and beyond what these things are. It has to be. It deals with us because we're on the plane of manifest. Certain level, right?
No.
All right, unless somebody else knows what is above Allah. Sisters, y'all got one? All right, I'll keep going. Moorish literature. What is Islam? It says, the cardinal doctrine of Islam is the unity of the Father Allah. We believe in one God, Allah, who is all God, all mercy, all power. He is perfect and holy, all wisdom, all knowledge, and all truth. These are some of his great attributes as far as we can understand. He is free from all defects, holy and transcendent. He is personal to us insofar as we can see his attributes working for and in us, but he is nevertheless impersonal. Because he is infinite, perfect, and holy, we do not believe that death, decay, sleep can overtake him. Neither do we believe that he is a helpless, inactive, or inert force, right? Neither do we believe that he is a helpless, inactive, or inert force, because opposite of that. Nothing happens without his knowledge and will. He neither begets nor is he begotten, because these are the traits of frail and weak humanity. Note that last part.
Islam.
He neither begets nor is he begotten.
Mm-hmm.
If that is true, because obviously he doesn't need sex, right? Or it doesn't need sex, right?
Right.
So what does that come in? Why would he need a daughter or a wife? Or flip side, right?
Right.
All right. Now let's talk about gender and man. You good with all this?
Islam.
All right. Let's get to the next part. All right. Man. You hear that a lot in the Moorish Science Temple of America. Man. Hear the Allah and man are one, right? So if Allah and man are one, that means that women can't be a part of Allah, because Allah and man are one. So I'll just talk to the men on this side of the room, because obviously you all have nothing to do with this, right? However, we look at the word man. Man is what's called a gender-neutral noun.
Come on, Shay.
What does that mean? That it can be either male or female at all points in times. Man, archaic meaning, is a human being regardless of sex, age, or age, considered as a representative of mankind, a person. All right? The word man was originally gender neutral, meaning more or less the same as the modern day word person. It wasn't until about 1,000 years ago that the word man started to refer to a male, and it wasn't until the late 20th century that it was almost exclusively referring to males. I'm sorry. Interesting, the word men, which actually means to think, is what the word men is, or to have cognitive mind, is also a gender neutral and connected to man, which is the thinker.
Right.
So we can see from that how man originally referred to all humans.
Right.
Right?
Come on, Shay.
Largely due to the stigma in using the word man, meaning humans, this supposedly sexist, despite its original meaning, the use of the word man in this fashion has all but disappeared in the last 50 to 100 years. How old is the Moorish Science Temple of America? Is it older than 50 years?
Sir.
Is it older than 100 years?
Yes.
No.
All right. With it now only showing up in words like human and mankind as referring to both male and female. Even those instances still garners quite a bit of controversy in terms of being in terms of being thought of as sexist, despite these words predating the point when man meant male only. So when we say Allah and man are one, it is not necessarily to inject and woman to this phrase, neither do we bow to the wants and the ideals of the feminist movement, right? So we say Allah and man are one, it just is what it is. You know, feminism has come up fairly recently, started around 1800s-ish, late 1800s. And those ideals don't apply to our women, because that's not how we do things. This has to do with European women, and we ain't worried about that too much. All right? Now, we talk about being made in the image of God. The difference between man and Allah is and we're talking about, remember, she said that since man was made in the image of God, all people had to be females on earth first. That was a statement that whoever said that, that made it. Man is bound by the rules and the necessities of the physical world. Our bodies are tailored to be on this planet at this specific point in time.
So.
When the time changes, our bodies will change, right?
So.
So does the image of God change? What is the physical look of Allah? All right? So when we talk about being made in the image of Allah, we're not talking about our physical bodies necessarily. Right? Now, when it comes to the world only being populated by females, as much as I'm not opposed to the idea, we have to ask a question. If the world is only populated by women, how did we get here? I understand you found the bones and stuff, Lucy and Dick Connection, all that stuff. But if everything has to follow under the rules of gender, law of attraction, male, female, something has to happen, friction, etc. If we can keep it Moorish. How did people get here? If the world was only women? All right, we've got to ask the Afrocentrists this. This is what they say. Now, I have a theory that goes along with this thing. The thing I've noticed, and I'm going to try to honor the additional laws and not speak radical against any organized group, right? But let's just say Afrocentrism as a whole. In their quest for the divine feminine, are increasingly hypersensitive. The males, if you notice, they're extremely hypersensitive all the time, always charged up, and overly overly emotional, always. Screaming, holler, cussing at folks, everything. This is the new wave of Afrocentrism. Not that was the way when I was growing up, but it's the way it is now. And also, if you notice, the only thing they're looking for is the divine feminine. Everything is about a woman, black woman being God, etc. These sorts of things. And if you notice, the women that they raise, next they're getting stronger. They're getting more masculine.
Yeah.
They're opening their mouths a certain way that they shouldn't be opening their mouths. Wild and reckless, trying to walk like dudes. Brother, you know, that type of thing. So now, the women are starting to resemble their God. All right? Now let's go back to the quote from the sister from Philly after hearing that. The reason why I can't bang with the Moorish signs is that something feels off. First of all, you don't bang with nothing. You're a woman. We can use the word bang, but then I'll probably have to get sat down. All right?
Come on, Shay.
Don't no woman need to come up talking about she don't bang with Moorish signs. So you're supposed to be a bang. We don't do that.
No.
All right? That's not how a woman is supposed to act, if I may speak for how women are supposed to act. That is Afrocentrism, creeping in the Moorish signs. We don't do that.
No.
I don't need no strong woman like that. I like no woman like that. That's my wife over there. All right. Now, getting to another question is, does the MSTFA honor the divine feminine? After all that, Allah's a man, we done went through all that. Not a man, but a male and all that stuff, and broke all that down. What about the divine feminine? Can Allah be a mother or feminine principle? Right? And our Moorish American prayer. It has the words, by night and by day. Right?
It's love.
Night precedes the day.
It's
I
love.
think you know where I'm going with this. Yin and Yang, we talked about that a minute ago. And also the Tao and the Kabbalians speak to this feminine principle. Yin, or the feminine principle, is seen as yielding, passive, associated with water, earth, moon, femininity, and nighttime.
It's love.
While Yang, by contrast, is focused and active, and is associated with fire, sky, the sun, masculinity, and daytime. So this also goes to the point where the sister said that they, that she doesn't see the divine feminine in Moorish science. So we're going to point it out to her. That's the first one. That which comes by the woman first.
Right.
Right? By night and by day, right?
It's love.
All right, cool. The Moorish Holy Quran, chapter 1. Because she said the only time she sees a woman is being a wife. And that's it. You never really see a woman do anything else. Now, we're talking about the seed and the law, right? In chapter 1, creation of all men, right? It says, now seeds are perfect, yea, as perfect as the source from which they come.
It's love.
We're the seed, Allah's the one that gives the seed, right? But they are not unfolded until life made manifest. It says, the child is as perfect as the mother is.
It's love.
Now, mother is seen as the source. And the source is what? Allah,
It's love.
right?
It's love.
In the Quran, all chapters save Surah 9 starts with a specific term. What is that term? Could you say that a bit louder?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Right. It says basically Allah is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, right?
It's love.
Trilateral root.
Mm-hmm.
Come on down.
This word goes into beneficent, mercy, caring, kindness, compassion, soft-hearted, mercy, and literally this word is the womb.
It's love.
So in your Quran that you say that the woman is not represented, it is represented in every chapter at the beginning,
It's love.
by night, right? Holy breath as Allah's feminine principle. Now, Moorish Holy Quran, chapter 18, verse 2 says, literally, when she, the holy breath, shall fill the earth and air with holy breath and open up the way of man to perfectedness and endless life.
It's love.
All right? And the questionnaire, key 47, asks, what is truth? Truth is aught. 48, what is aught? Aught is Allah. So we have truth, ought. What is ought?
Allah.
Allah.
So we have truth equals ought, which equals law. Then it asks in 49, can the truth change? Truth cannot change nor pass away. What other name do we give truth? Holy breath, right? So what we have here, and then it says 51, what do you have to say about the holy breath? All we can say is that it is great, it is good, it was, it is, and is evermore to be. All right? Amen. This is echoed in chapter 7, verse 10, where it says, the holy breath is truth, is that which was and is and evermore shall be. It cannot change nor pass away.
Right.
Now we've already equated holy breath feminine already, and these are the things that it equals. All right? Chapter 2, verse 18 to 20. It says, teach them that Allah and man are one, but that through carnal thoughts, words, and deeds, man tore himself away from Allah, debased himself. Teach that the holy breath would make them one again, restoring harmony and peace. 20. That naught can make them one but love, that Allah so loved the world that he hath clothed his son in the flesh, that man may comprehend. Going back to 19, it says, teach that the holy breath would make them one again, restoring harmony and peace.
That's right.
The feminine, the female, the holy breath is the only thing that can bring Allah and man back to one. That is it. Now you say that where's the woman in the Moorish Science Temple of America? All right, let's keep going. Let's deal with the principle of wisdom, or hikmah, right? Moorish Holy Quran, chapter 35, verse 9, says, the providence of Allah is ever all his works. He ruleth and directeth with infinite wisdom. That is the vehicle that he does it is with wisdom, right?
Islam.
Wisdom. Hikmah, as defined, is literally wisdom, philosophy, rationale, underlying reason. It is a concept in Islamic philosophy and law. Now, if you go to the Kemetic vibration, what is divine law? Ma'at, right? Is Ma'at a masculine vibration or a feminine vibration? Exactly, all right? Also, in chapter 43, speaking of wisdom, it says, and I'll go from 12 to 7, verses 12 to 17. It says, O blindness to all truth, O insufficient of the wisdom of the wise. Insufficient as thou art to the maintenance of justice, how shalt thou arrive at the knowledge of truth? How shalt thou ascend to the footsteps of her throne? Right?
Islam.
As the owl is blinded by the radiance of the sun, so shall the brightness of her countenance dazzle thee in thy approaches. And countenance just means the face of it. So she shows her face and you just blinded like an owl in the sun. All right?
Islam.
I ain't talking about dudes. All right. If thou wouldst mount onto her throne, first bow thyself at her footstool. So you got to humble yourself before you even come to her. Right? If thou would arrive at the knowledge of her, first inform thyself of thy own ignorance. Worth more is she than pearls. Therefore seek her carefully. The emerald and the sapphire and the rubies are as dirt beneath her feet. Therefore pursue her manfully. Right? And of course manfully means in a manful way, bravely. Step up, just like when you have to holler at a situation. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Now let's flip back to the masculine principle. It says, the way to her is labor. The way to her is labor. Attention is the pilot that must conduct thee to her port. But weary not on the way, for when art arrived at her, the toil shall be to thee for pleasure. Everything you do, you work. You pretty much do it for, we know what it is.
Yes.
It just is what it is. All right. That's wisdom as represented in the Moorish Science Temple of America as the woman or as the divine feminine. So we have the holy breath, we have wisdom, and we have the mother, all represented as feminine in the Moorish Science Temple of America. All right? Now, since they talked about the misogyny in Islamic organizations, I can't speak for every Islamic organization. I will not try. That is impossible. I can, however, speak for Temple 19. Let's talk about what Temple 19 has as far as women. Our complete staff is staffed by what? Women. Now, this is an organization that's misogynistic. We hate women. So we have women as our complete staff.
Islam.
We have one sheikh and trainer. And that one, and that one person is of what gender? It's a feminine. It's a female. There ain't no men that's on deck right now. The one that we have that's going through and learning the process is a woman.
Islam.
All right?
Come on, Sheikh.
What we've done here at Temple 19, we've completely adjusted our rules to fit women. If you notice, are women sitting on this side where the glass is? On the inside, right? That was their rule. We ain't sitting facing the glass. Fix it. We fixed it. Women said they wanted to be separate. Separate. You go to more other temples, everybody's mixed, right? Women are so protected at all times. We have rules that you can't shake women's hands. We don't let men touch women in temple number 19. If you Islam, sister.
That's right.
Hit it, drop it, speak, move on.
Praise Allah.
And we got other rules that if you want to talk to it, then we got processes.
That's right. Come on.
All right? Also, our women are being taught all the functions of the temple and how to run the temple.
That's right.
That's misogyny in the MST of A, temple number 19 for you right there. Now, let's talk about the white feds.
Uh-oh.
There's an easy answer for this. I'm going to go the long way.
Okay.
All right.
Praise Allah.
Easy answer is
I'm
no.
gonna go back to you.
All right.
Praise Allah.
We do not foster in the belief that the fez is a woman's headdress. It's a man's headdress. It's man's stuff, right? Neither do we support the theory that of the white fez as being initially women. This is not the Eastern Star.
Come on now.
It's the Moorish Science Temple of America. If you want to wear a white fez, you can go to them. Don't bring it here. We've had that happen already in Islam.
It's not true.
All right, shut that down. So the whole thing of, women walk around with fezzes on, we don't do all that. We don't do that. We have to change some of our ideals as it came there, because we were taught that as well. Do more research, you find out not necessarily the case. All right? Any questions?
That's it.
All's well?
Islam.
I leave you as I came in peace. Islam, family.
Islam.
Islam.
Islam, right?